So, when you turn the key on, you're actually going to default to the home screen, which is what we call automatic mode. And right now we're in automatic mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and go clockwise and show you everything on the screen so you understand what it is. The 2.01 is your set number for desired thickness you want to carry. You can adjust it based on the two soft keys, both plus and minus. Plus being to increase the desired thickness at any time. You might want to increase it if you have a tournament coming up, or decrease that number due to the fact that you want to bring it back to its original state of 2.01, or you might be taking your ice out at the end of the season. That's what the plus and minus soft keys are for that you see on the screen presently. The next icon is the menu icon. That allows you to scroll through the different screens that are used. So the home screen, when you turn the machine on, defaults to it, the home screen. Press the soft key below the menu icon once. You're on the blade change screen. You know you're on the blade change screen because of the blade change gauge tool, okay? The soft keys on the side now are to adjust for the pitch that you need to create, which is 10 degree. The next screen is to change your max cut. You can adjust this. We recommend factory setting of 0.04. The next screen, depending on where you're located and what you work in, being imperial or metric, you can adjust by the toggle, soft key here, to go to millimeters in metric, or back to inches, imperial. And finally, we have a lockout mode that you can lock the system out to some of the users so that they don't change any of the settings. Return key allows you to go back to the home screen. This icon here and this soft key represents going between automatic and manual mode. Right now we know we're in automatic mode because of the set 2.01 or desired thickness. As I indicated here with the soft key, I can switch to manual mode. If you watch the set number of 2.01, it's now in manual mode with a 0.00 cut, and now the finger is where the wand was. I can actually adjust my blade down in 0.01 of increments to do a manual cut, just like using a hand crank. For example, 0.06 is 1/16 of an inch. If I had heavy ruts from the heavy user group, I could actually preset this number, and that's what I'd be taking off during a flood. So you need to set that manual mode number up prior to going onto the ice. You have to have the machine on, and the machine has to stay on. Because if you preset what I'm going to show you next, the manual mode number, and turn the machine off, it'll go back to 0. I can set it back to manual mode or automatic mode, and then we're in automatic mode, and you would switch in between depending on the condition of the ice and where that rough area is on the ice. As I come around to the top of the circle here, I go back to automatic mode in the neutral zone. I get to that top of the circle down there, I go back into manual mode. As you're doing your pattern, you're going in between automatic and manual mode. Next we have our actuator icon. That'll indicate when the actuator is in the up position. You can see the actuator going up, and also when it comes back down. This is our motor icon. When the arrow is turning clockwise, the blade's going down. When the arrow is turning counterclockwise, the blade's coming up. This is the receiver icon, which is up here. Right now there's an X beside it, indicating we're not reading the laser beam. And also we have the LED light blinking, also indicating to us we're not reading the laser. When the conditioner goes down, the actuator is going to go up, the LED light will go out, and the X will go away. This is what's reading the laser beam, this receiver. This receiver is sitting on a magnetic holder with a tether strap as such. If, for example, and the reason why we put that on there, if, for example, you were to hit this receiver on something, it would just fall off like that. Yep. And finally, these three dashes, they're actually going to show a number. When the conditioner's down, the actuator is up, reading the beam. That's an indication of what your true ice is at presently, and you'll either have an arrow above the number or below the number. When the arrow is above the number, that's how much greater you are, whatever the number is, of your desired thickness. Likewise, when the arrow is below the number, that's how much less you are than your desired thickness. You're either going to be cutting ice or building ice, depending on what the shape of your ice condition is in. That B code at the bottom of the actuator is an indication to you that it's not reading the laser. And the reason it's not reading the laser because we're not on the ice and this is not going up. But there's other codes that could appear on here, which is a sheet in the manual that shows you all your codes for errors. And those codes, if it ever comes up, you'll want to pay attention to the actual troubleshooting sheet, what the code is, and you'd reach out to Zamboni and we'd walk you through what we need to do to eliminate that code, all right?